Hello, and we're glad to have this chance to show you and tell you a little bit about how prizes and awards fit into the work of the Society of Authors. Along with 10 Authors Awards, which we're going to address in detail, the prizes team administers, and that's a portmanteau word covering everything from entries and judges to prize presentation. 9 mostly long-established prizes for translation and prizes with outside sponsorship, like the ALCS Educational Writers Award for children's books which bring stimulus into the classroom, and the Sunday Times University of Warwick Young Writer of the Year Award for fiction, non-fiction and poetry by writers under 35. In all, our department looks after 22 awards, and there are no entry fees for any of these prizes. I'm Paula, and prior to becoming a prizes administrator, I worked in publishing and publicity and as an editor, moving on to literary journalism, working as an editor on a couple of weekly news magazines, and then as a literary editor on a national newspaper, where I began to sponsor and create literary prizes as a kind of sideline. I joined the Society in 2006 and have watched the number of prizes grow, along with the prizes department itself. I'd very much like to introduce the full team, who are Steph Franklin-Burns and Robin Law.
Hello, my name's Robin Law. I'm the awards manager at the Society of Authors. I started a little over a year ago in July of last year. Previously to coming to the SoA, my background is in bookselling. I was an events manager for Blackwell's for a number of years and a bookseller before that.
And hi, my name is Steph and I'm the awards assistant to the prizes department. Before I came to the SoA, I was completing an MA in digital media at Goldsmiths, University of London, and I began here almost a year ago this month.
One of the stars of the Authors Awards is the Society's premier award for short stories. It was first financed by Nellie Tom Gallen in honour of her brother Tom, who died during the Second World War, and now generously supported by the Authors Licensing and Collecting Society. The entry condition for the ALCS Tom Gallen Trust Award is that writers must have published at least one story in print or online to enter. But this really is an opportunity for writers to enter unpublished stories. There have been some wonderful winners of the £1,000 award in the past 76 years: Grace Ingleby, Claire Harmon and Claire Keegan, and Dermot Healy and Olivia Manning.
We also have the Betty Trask Prize and Awards. These are special awards because they are open not only to published but also to unpublished manuscripts. They were established in 1983 with a request from Betty Trask, and it's one of our richest awards. We have multiple award winners and one prize winner. The prize winner in 2019 was James Clark for the Lytton Path, and he won £10,000. There's a good number of excellent authors who have won this award as well, with John McGregor, Zadie Smith, Maggie O'Farrell, Mohsin Hamid and Cyril Waters. This one closes on the 30th of November, so if you're doing NaNoWriMo, this is a great one to enter your unpublished manuscript to. We also have the McKittrick Prize that's open to unpublished manuscripts. This one is open to traditionally published and self-published books as well. It was established in 1990 by Tom McKittrick, former editor of the Political Quarterly and author of an unpublished novel. This is for a debut novel, but you can have published other things previously, for example, short story collections, poetry collections, or non-fiction. It's great for a change of career. Previous winners of this prize are Helen Dunmore, Mark Haddon, Alison Moore, and Kelly Greenberg Jeffcott, who was the winner in 2019 for Swan Song. This one closes on the 31st of October.
We also administer the Eric Gregory Awards, which were founded in 1960 by the late Dr. Eric Gregory for the encouragement of young poets. Applicants for these awards must be under 30, submitting unpublished and published collections of no more than 30 poems. The deadline is obviously the 31st of October, and there is no publication history required for this prize, so anyone under 30 may enter with their poetry collection. And a huge number of very successful people have won Eric Gregory's previously, including Alice Oswald, Don Patterson and Seamus Heaney. Many of the Eric Gregory Award winners go on to become Chumley Award recipients in later years as well. The Chumley Awards are another prize we administer that recognise the achievement and distinction of individual poets. Notably, Jackie Kay, Caroline Duffy and Simon Armitage have all first won an Eric Gregory in their 20s. They then go on to be awarded Cholmondeleys 8 to 25 years later. These awards are an example of how our prizes can support writers throughout their career.
We're so aware that writing begins at many different stages in life, and so we weren't at all surprised by the great welcome in terms of a considerable entry and the huge delight at the opportunity given by the Paul Torday Memorial Prize for First Writers Over 60, created by the Torday family to commemorate their father, Paul, who had a successful career as a writer, starting with his first novel, Salmon Fishing in the Yemen, written at the age of 60. It's thrilling to work on the successful establishment of new prizes, and one area we all very much wanted to enter was the general children's book market. Working closely with the illustrator and writer Nicholas Allen, who's the very generous sponsor of this new award, we now have entries coming in for the inaugural Queen's Knickers Award for an outstanding and definitely quirky children's picture book for the 0 to 7 age group. Winners will receive £5,000 and £1,000, together with golden and silvered metallic Queen's Knickers badges.
We also administer the Somerset Maugham Awards. These were established in 1947 by W. Somerset Maugham to enable young writers to enrich their work by gaining experience of foreign countries and staying in contact with their colleagues abroad. These awards are open to a wide range of writing practices that include poetry, fiction and non-fiction work from writers under 30. There is a shortlist and multiple winners, and for this prize the work does not have to be your debut. Previous winners include Fiona Mosley, Zadie Smith, Rachel Cusk, Jackie Kay and Ted Hughes.
As you can imagine, prizes and awards generate good news stories, brilliantly explored, expanded on and covered by the SoA's Comms and Social Media Department, with which we work closely at every stage from longlist and shortlist to the awards ceremony. It's been an integral part of celebrating the awards presentation and very good for publicising the winning writers, to invite a writer of stature to come and dish out the cheques as well as speak to the assembled guests. We've enjoyed heartfelt and passionate words from writers like Claire Tomlin, Lindsay Davis, A.L. Kennedy, Ben Ockery, and in 2017, Stephen Fry, who captured a large audience effortlessly. And this last year, the Scots Macaw, Jackie Kay, did just the same in her own inimitable way.
We have other awards that are dealt with by other members of the team. So these are our Audio Drama Awards, presented as part of the BBC Audio Drama Awards. There's two of them, the Emerson Award, £3,000 for an original script by a writer new to audio drama, which has the Peggy Ramsey Foundation as a sponsor, and the Tinnisman Award, £3,000 for an original script. This has ALCS as its generous sponsor. Both of these close in October, and if you want any more information about these, we will have contacts at the end of the presentation letting you know who to get in touch with.
As a quick recap of the deadlines about the prizes that we've just provided a lot of information about, the nearest deadline is the 31st of October, where the McKitterick Prize, the Eric Gregory Awards and the ALCS Tom Gallen Trust Award are closing at 5 p.m. GMT. On the 15th of November, the Queen's Knickers Award, as it's its inaugural year, will be closing, but this date will be moving to the 30th of November for 2020. This will join the Betty Trask Prize and Awards, Paul Torday Memorial Prize and Somerset Maugham Awards, closing on the 30th of November.
Anne Youngson was the very first winner of the Paul Torday Memorial Prize for Writers Over 60, and really remarkably, her winning novel was also shortlisted in the same year for the McKitterick Prize.
This is Anyeti Song, who won the 2018 McKitterick Prize for Radio Sunrise. As you can see from his quote, he was writing short stories for prizes in his early 20s, then writing the book in his 30s until it was finally published when he was over 40. This demonstrates how our prizes aim to support authors throughout their careers.
And we were hoping to highlight with Imogen Hermes Gower as well that prizes can often work as an inspiration and as a way into the industry. She won a Betty Trask Award this year, but she said that she had previously sought out publishers and agents who had represented previous award winners of the Betty Trask. She believed that they could work as a recognition of quality work, and in some cases were able to help recipients obtain an agent or future publishing deal, and generally help make steps into the industry. This is similar for Daisy Lafarge in a similar vein, who also won a Betty Trask Award this summer with her unpublished manuscript pool. Several of our awards accept published work, specifically the Betty Trask and McKittrick Prize, and it is very much a possibility that unpublished work may win and can gain equal recognition alongside the published entries to these prizes.
And finally, this is Mary Jean Chan, our Eric Gregory winner from 2019, who went on to be named by Jackie Kay as one of Britain's 10 best fame writers in a Guardian article of October. If you've enjoyed any of this, or if you want to learn more about one of our prizes in particular, we're having an event with Anne Youngson, our 2019 winner of the Paul Torday Memorial Prize for debut novelists over 60. There's more information about this on our website, but tickets are still available for this event on the 4th of November. So these are just some contacts that might be of use. We'll leave this up on the screen when we deal with questions. If you did have any questions, you can send them through now to prizes@societyofauthors.org. We'll be looking at that while we're talking through some other things that have come up, and we can answer your question now. Our contacts are just on the side of the screen as well, myself, Paula and Steph, and just at the bottom, if you were interested in our Audio Drama Awards, you can get in touch with our colleagues Sophia Jackson and Theo Jones with any questions.
Thank you so much for listening. I hope you've now got an inside view of the prizes on offer, and if there is anything further you'd like to know, just quiz us.
So I'm going to go through a quick question that came up earlier today, and that is how to enter our awards. So obviously Paula has mentioned that they're all completely free, but we collect entries through Google Forms, and you can access these Google Forms via our website. So if you go onto the Society of Authors website, there is a prizes tab, and then the Society of Authors Awards. Find the prize that is relevant to which one you want to enter, and there will be a tab if it's open for Enter Now. If you have any issues with this Google form at all, we will always try to help, and in some cases can give you a PDF copy of the form, and we can enter it manually if you get in contact with us at the prizes@societyofauthors.org email.
Some other questions that we'll just go through that have either come up this morning or are coming through. So people have asked if they will be notified when they're entering and if they've been shortlisted. So if you're using the Google Forms as discussed by Steph, you will get an automatic response from that, just that will have all of the information that you've entered into the form on it. This is a good opportunity to check through and just make sure that everything on there is accurate. One thing that does happen occasionally is sometimes we get people entering their date of birth as 2019. So just keep an eye out for that, because it is quite easy to do just with the nature of the form. If you send us an email through to our email address, we can always make adjustments to your entry if anything does crop up that seems to be incorrect. You will also be notified if you are shortlisted. We'll get in touch with what we'll do is some of our prizes you can enter as an author. Some of them we request that your publisher enters for you. Some of it might be your agent who's put you through. As a practice, the prizes department, we will always contact the person who has submitted to the prize. This is just to make sure that we're not letting anybody know who perhaps hasn't been told by their publisher that they've been entered, just to try and avoid any disappointment in the event that you aren't shortlisted. So the person who has entered the book is the person who will always contact at shortlisting stage.
If there are any inconsistencies or inaccuracies that are entered onto a form, we will never make someone ineligible because of that. We will always email to double check a date of birth or a publication date, just in case, so you don't need to worry about that.
One question we've also had is, do you have to be a member to enter our prizes?
Absolutely not. I mean, we're delighted if you are, but no, it's absolutely, they are all open to all.
Other questions that we've had come through is, as Paula has touched on this earlier, but is there a charge for entry? And the answer is no, there is absolutely no charge. All of our prizes are free to enter. Ooh, we've actually just had a question come through which I can answer now as well. So it's from Teresa Stepping, who's asked, my question is, for prizes open to published or unpublished novels, are novels which are under contract but not yet published eligible?
We try and work out what the timing of that publication is, so that if the book is available in proof, it is sometimes deemed a good idea to enter it in that particular year, but very often we advise that the finished copy, that we wait for the finished copy and whoever it is enters in the following year.
Yep.
So we'll give you advice on that happening.
Okay. I think that might be everything that we've got come through for us. But as we've mentioned, please do just email your questions through to us. We're always available to chat through, especially if you have questions that you think are specific to your own entry. We're happy to discuss those in more detail at any point.
Absolutely. Thanks very much.